EMDR therapy is the gold standard for PTSD and all trauma treatments. It's roughly 96% effective, and we don't have almost anything close to that as far as treating the symptoms of PTSD, which I think really speaks to that EMDR is a self-healing therapy. It stands for eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. So someone might have been processing, let's say, like a car accident, which definitely people were doing these in the first few years of EMDR. You know, just had maybe a terrifying car accident, and every time they see the car, they feel activated. Their body feels activated. They might have some what we call flashbacks of like remembering that what the accident was like, maybe even smells and everything else that can be really visceral. And then we would start this therapy. Their eyes would begin to move back and forth like they do in REM sleep. That would bring the anxiety down. And then they would just say something like, "Oh, but I survived, I'm safe today." And over time, it's really developed into where it stands now. As I said, it's the most effective treatment for PTSD that we have. The World Health Organization, for example, endorses it as a frontline treatment. The FDA recommends it, and a number of other accrediting bodies. So the research really stands on its own and is one of the really fascinating pieces of EMDR therapy. The EMDR community has really expanded from just being seen as a trauma therapy, which it was in the 90s and was having some amazing results, to also be used for a number of other things. I mentioned, anxiety. This is certainly a worldwide problem. Depression. Definitely a big fan of talk therapy and other community-based support. I think that's a necessary piece. But EMDR has a way of really fast-tracking that. And so like at Design and Recovery, our clients, all of whom get versions of EMDR therapy that's individualized to them, they will all get future sessions where we, in a way, literally have them experience and practice, more than just talk, actually experience and practice using the coping skills that we're teaching them. And they can work through the people, places, and things, the triggering events before they have to go home right away. So it really gives us a chance to fine-tune things, which is just really, really exciting work. And I've had people, my clients, who told me really their testimonials were what made me just such a believer in this with the addictions, because I had them say, Ryan, my life matters to me too much now. I matter and am a good enough human being existentially, fundamentally, for me to just keep doing this to myself. They're almost using compassion instead of shame, which happens really naturally with the EMDR. You just get to see people find a deeper truth and meaning and purpose, and then can build quality relationships, which those things that I just said are the building blocks of happiness and the science of happiness. So that while we can do the relapse prevention stuff, we can also really, with the most effective treatment, heal the trauma that in a lot of ways we think causes the addiction. Not everyone who was traumatized becomes addicted, but all the addicted have been traumatized. We're clearing out these things that you've been holding on to for most of your life, but that's not where this work stops. That we clear it out so this new thing can come.